Kehr Welt Heinz. That's what the Lubavitcher Rebbe said. And it means upend the world today. And we can do that by someone doing something for God. The entire world is currently dictated by its animalistic passions. But one act can change all that. One act can turn this world into a world dictated by its godly passions of the godly soul, which each and every one of us has. May the act that turns the world right side up happen today. This is Rabbi Shmuel Y. Pollen, and today we're going to tackle what is maybe the most important issue to religious people, and the most confounding issue to religious people. And that is, why do bad things happen to good people? Now, every single one of us has experienced suffering. And sometimes the most pious people among us seem to suffer the most. And sometimes the ones who hurt others the most live best. So it's only human to ask, why does a good God allow bad things to happen to good people? Rabbis don't like answering this question, not because they can't, because of the risk. If your brother's pain makes sense, it might not bother you in the same way. In that case, it would be better not to have an answer at all. So if you want to understand why, you must promise me one thing. That in the face of another's pain, you will forget everything I'm about to say and just be silent. Just look into their eyes, into the pain, and don't stop until they know for certain that you share in it. Until they know that they're not alone. Also know that the true answer to any suffering can only come from the one who gave it, which is God. He will reveal the true answers himself one day in the Messianic era. Today, all we can do is learn the Bible he gave us to gain a glimpse into his view of the world as opposed to only seeing our own. Because when we start to dissolve the differences between ourselves and our Father in heaven, we will surely find comfort. Let's start with an analogy. A group of boys decide to play a game of basketball. One boy doesn't hear so well. A ball is handed to him, so he puts it on the floor and kicks it hard to the other side of the court. The other kids turn to him angrily and say, "What the heck are you doing?" The boy is confused and dejected. The issue? He was playing soccer and they were playing basketball. I call this problem playing the wrong game. And playing the wrong game is the biggest mistake you can make in your life. Whatever you face now, whether it be debt, hunger, addiction, divorce, mental illness, or disabilities, that is how God, quote, kicked the ball. You get angry. You think something must be wrong with him or with you. In truth, the only problem is the two of you are playing different games. You are playing a game called My Perfect Life. Every day you strive to have perfect health, perfect finances, and the perfect marriage, or as close as you can get to it. When suffering occurs, you're angry because that means you're losing your game. What game is God playing? It's called My Perfect Story. God wants to tell the greatest story ever told. He unfolds his story, history, like acts in a play. The story is full of drama, heroes and villains, victory and catastrophe, sadness and joy. And we're all told that it's being recorded above like one big 7,000-year long movie. So where are you in this game? You're on camera. You're an actor and he's the director. You've been in this movie the entire time. The problem is you don't realize that you're in it. You're busy playing the other game, My Perfect Life, so the director's instructions don't seem relevant. Meanwhile, there's no one else who can play your role, and that's ruining this game. Until one day you decide to listen. The words you hear affect you to the very core of your being. You begin to feel like you've awakened from a bad dream. You aren't who you thought you were, and your life isn't what you thought it was. Things begin to come into focus. This is what the director says, quote, "My child, I chose you for this specific role for a reason. I waited a long time for you to turn to me and find out what it is. So I will tell you. Your role is to find a way to be a hero to someone else. What's a hero? Anyone who's willing to go beyond himself for the greater good. Anyone who's willing to put his personal desires aside to fulfill my wishes for him. And what do I wish? I wish you would uplift others who have fallen with a kind word or an act of charity. I wish you would feel grateful for all of the good that surrounds you, and you would humbly accept the challenges to overcome the rest. I wish you would fight every day to defeat the demons I gave you, be they greed, lust, laziness, or anything else. Because I want you to know, buried underneath those jagged rocks I've put in front of you is hidden gold. It is in those darkest moments when you see no way out that all the souls who have passed, the great audience in heaven, are glued to their screens, crying for you, praying for you, and wanting to see what you'll do and who you'll become. And where will I be? Not behind the camera like any other director. I will be with you in that moment of pain, experiencing it just as you do, because we are not separate, we are one, and you will never be alone. I want you to hear my instructions and listen to them because I know that's what's best for you. I know that because I created you. But even if you ignore everything I say, the love I have for you will always be the same. You are my daughter, you are my son, always. Upon hearing these words, you look back on everything you've experienced and say, yes, I've been cut. Yes, I've been bruised. Yes, actors I loved have had their roles cut short far too soon. Unfair? Imperfect? Yes. But maybe the goal never was perfection. Maybe the goal was the story itself. And stories never die. I feel inner joy behind all that pain because I know that no matter what happens, every day I'm being chosen to have a small part in the great production. And I get to work with and work for the almighty creative director. What's your role now? Here it is. You're in a scene in which the world has been encompassed with darkness for thousands of years. Everyone has forgotten what light even is. Everyone has a single match, but they don't know what to do with it. You strike your match on a rock, and others are amazed at what they see. They start to do the same. Soon thereafter, candles all over the globe light up the world. The director's instructions are the Bible and its commandments. Your match is your actions, your soul is your fire, and when you hit a rock, instead of losing faith, strike the match. It can change everything. The day is coming when only good things will happen to good people, and justice will be served on the rest. And together, with the Messiah, we will create our perfect life. That's the fusion of my perfect life and our perfect story. It's called Our Perfect Life, which we'll have in the times of the Messiah. I bless you all to be heroes who don't need challenges to become great. Now go and play. So we see what a tragedy it is to be playing a different game from the game God is playing. It screws up your entire life because you can't handle when things go, quote, wrong, because you're looking and you're striving towards perfection. But if you're looking and striving towards a perfect story, the ups and downs become expected and welcomed. And somehow, even the pogroms and the Holocaust fit into that story. They're a part of the ups and downs that always accompany art. We need to start looking at the world in a way of art. Then we won't be depressed. Then we won't be dejected. We're in a movie. And the only thing that matters is that you play your role to its fullest. No matter what the particular scenery, no matter what the particular environment is. So we see from this that the greatest tragedy is really that we are not on the same wavelength with God. We are not playing the same game as God. He has his goals, we have our goals. And that is why we're depressed and dejected when bad things happen. Our goal is linear. His goal is art. We are just looking to go up and up and up. We're trying to make things become better and better and better, but they're getting worse and worse and worse. But if we look at this as music, we'll know that we need a baseline to the music. There needs to be low points. But this is your game. Your game is music, story, art. If this is your game, the down points not only don't depress you, they energize you. Because you know this is your time to shine. This is when you can fulfill your role to its fullest. In the times of the Messiah, we will have the best of both worlds. We will be understanding God's art and His story and His music, and things will actually get better and better and better in a linear fashion. May we have the best of both worlds with the coming of the Messiah. May it be His will that it be today.